Hi everybody, it's Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying a squid candy. Nice little squid imitation. I know that there is a fly foils available, but I still like this one as well. And the squid fly foils are getting a bit hard to get as well. So, as always, there will be a link to social media in the description, along with a link to the Patreon for anybody that would like access to the members only material, and support the channel and be eligible for free giveaways in future. So, hooks in the vise. It's a SL11 3H size 2. I don't go too big on these. Just running on some nylon thread. And then put a pink one. So get some super here. Just tie it in back to the bend. I like to tie it along the shank to sort of get the colour in the underbody as well, and then I'll just got kind of uneven end there. Then some crystal flash. Don't need much. Just get that in there. And for the rubber legs, you want a full width strip. I'm just using spinnerbait skirt, but it's the same number of legs as you would get in like a pack for just a pack of Silli legs. Just get them distributed around the shank. Then I'll take my thread back and touch and turns. I don't want to get bumps in the rubber. It becomes kind of ugly. And you can put it tight and just throw a few wraps. And that'll keep it relatively smooth. And then again I'll just go to the touch and turns. And this is enough to keep it neat enough for the rest of the fly. Like, that's never going to go anywhere, so I'm going to pull that as tight as I can and trim the butts. Make sure you don't miss any. Now for the underbody, you've got a flat braid and pearl. So you wind that along. And don't worry too much if you leave a gap or anything, it's not the end of the world. When we get to the front, tie it off. Now, before I do anything, I'm just going to separate out these legs. Just pull them and they'll separate. You've got to separate them before you put any resin on anyway, so I like to do it just now so I can see where they're sitting before I start positioning the super hair over them. Well, that's good enough for me. Take my big scissors and I'll square the edge of the super hair. Just a couple of loose turns is all you need, and just work it around, then I'll cut it about that length. I'll do the next fly. Just run the scissor tips, make sure you've got enough and it's coverage, good coverage. I think I'll add a wee bit more actually. Right, you can always adjust, you don't need to just assume that that's it, the tie-in's done because you've tied a step in. Come from the underside with this one. We're just trying to get good full coverage all the way around. Again, we'll just trim that same length, watching the rubber legs. That's fine. And now I've got super hair all the way around the shank. Just put a quick whip finish. Just take a couple of long ones that I missed, so just get rid of them. Now we're left with something like this. So got to use a flexible resin for this. You could use the hard stuff if you want, it doesn't really matter. I just like this, the flex. I'm just going to get the first coat on. It doesn't need to be heavy, it just come back to the bend of the hook, Make sure the whole thing's saturated with resin. Watch your rubber legs, make sure everything's how you like it. Just take your time, there's no prizes for finishing first. You know, if we were going back to epoxy, you'd need to spend the whole 5 minutes just getting everything sitting how you like. See rubber legs. I'm just trying to make sure that there's none of the rubber legs are coming outside the ultra here. Just got to hit it with the light when I'm happy with the shape. Make sure it's reasonably well set. And then just being careful of your rubber legs. Come on and put a kind of tapered cut into your super hair on the outside. Beyond the beyond the edge of the resin. Then we're ready for the eyes. Here's a reasonably big eye. The eye's quite a dominant feature on a squid. Then we'll come in for the top coat. No need to go any further back. Just like that so the eyes don't start moving. Again, just take your time, make sure you get the whole thing covered. And you can come back and add more if you need to, but And then I'm just going to let it turn, let it find a decent shape. It's pretty good actually. I'm not quite in love with that. And there we go. That's basically it. I mean, you can add spots with a marker if you like, or whatever. You can see on this one, maybe, hopefully there's wee red spots. Up to you. I'm just going to leave this one as it is, but I'm going to get my legs sorted. So I'll like to pull back two legs on either side, just get them out of the way, and then I'll trim the rest of them reasonably short, like that. Now I've got a leg here, it's not really behaving, so I can just stretch it and I'll pull it out of the resin. Put a tiny wee spot there, just to get it into position, and I'll zap it again, and that's tidied that up nicely. Cut a wee longer bits of super hair will just take away. But there you go. That's the candy squid, or the squid candy, Bob Popovic's pattern. Really effective if you're looking for a smaller squid imitation. Works well for a range of species. I mean, everything eats a squid. So, I hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel. Tight lines, guys. Bye.